everyone, and welcome back to my videos. Today we're going to be doing a lower body workout. What you're going to need is some dumbbells or a barbell, a band, a cable like mini bands, or a cable machine. This workout can be done at home or at a gym. It can be very challenging depending on how you push yourself. So follow along. As always, we're going to start off today with a bit of a warm up and a verse from the Bible to ground ourselves on God's truth. Let's go.
He touched my lips and made me whole, exchanged my heart of stone for one of flesh and put life in my bones. And all I can say is, holy is he. Yeah, holy is he. He opened up my eyes and gave me spiritual sight. All I can say is, holy is he, holy is he, holy is he, holy.
Let's dwell on James 1 verse 12 today. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God promised to those who love him. But each one is tempted by his own evil desire. He is dragged away and enticed. I love this verse in terms of the context we, have with workouts and fitness. We will persevere under trial. We will do hard things. And if we can wrap our head around that idea when we are working on our fitness, we can develop grit and strength that comes from Christ. So now we're just doing a quick warm up where we are going to swing our legs and do some squats and all that jazz just to get those hips warmed up. And we're going to do this 2 rounds through, and then we're going to head right into our supersets for today. So like I said before, it's a lower body workout today. We're going to be using bands and dumbbells, or if you're at the gym and you prefer, you can use cables and a barbell. Just really stretching it out. I like to do what feels good during a warm out. I always listen to music. It's always Christian music. Here we are. We're going to do some skaters. So we're going to jump each way. If you don't have much space, these are great. They'll get your heart rate up. They'll get you warm. Just follow along with me. Listen to the music. I hope you guys enjoy this Christian mashup that I found. There is some rap Christian. I know it's crazy, but let me know what you think. We're on to air squats. Really opening up those hips, keeping your chest up, putting your arms straight up. We want to feel good and warm before we go and lift heavy weights. It's so important. Do not skip the warm up. You can use a dumbbell or a kettlebell for this next move. We're just going to do some kettlebell swings, really using that hip thrust motion to engage your core, engage your glutes, wake up those legs. When I'm working out, I make it priority to be thinking about that Bible verse that we just read. I mean, you can choose really any verse you want, but I love to pick one and just dwell on how that can apply to my fitness. This is how we truly take, diet culture's lies and replace it with God's truth. And I think there's something really beautiful about using our body to glorify God. So we're good and warm. I really love to do these. This is just so important to get your hips warm, especially if you're going to do a heavy squat today. So like I said before, this workout is actually challenging for advanced or beginners, just dependent on how heavy you lift. That's the beauty of lifting. So if today you only have access to lightweight and you're just beginning, that's probably perfect for you. If you've been lifting for a while, feel free to do those squats with your rack like I'm setting up now and make it challenging. This is where we see progress. This is where we see ourselves put that grit into action. If you're gonna do dumbbells, I hold them like this. This is a front rack squat. This is what I'm going to show you right now is just a version of each. So you're going to do either 10 to 12 of your squats with your dumbbells, or you can do it with a rack and a barbell. Same. I like to use these little plates under my heels. It just helps with mobility. I haven't done this movement in quite some time, so we're just going to see how it goes and listen to our body. It's really nice to get to that point where you feel like you need to push really hard to finish that last repetition. That's how you know you're working effectively. If you only have lightweight, you might want to do more repetitions, especially if you have been working out for some time. So I would recommend anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. And then we're going to take a break for about 60 seconds here, dwelling on God's goodness, listening to this crazy rap Christian, which is just so nuts to me that they have this type of music. But I feel like, you know what? It's fun to have a bit of everything when you're working out. If you need a longer break at any time during this video to recover those muscles, please pause it and take that time. This time I'm showing you how to do this movement with your dumbbells. If you don't have, a barbell, this is perfect for beginners, and honestly, you can get quite a challenge from dumbbells. So do not be afraid to use your dumbbells and push yourself, slow down your repetitions to create more challenge, going slow on that way down. And of course, enjoy in between the reps, the music, the dance party. Let's keep life fun.
Take up your cross, die to self and follow me. Jesus called to death as part of his apostles' creed. Killing I as the spirit works to set you free. Raise to life, cause together we arose on three. See, we out there repping him, wonder at the same time how Christians out there repping sin.
I am totally okay with your feedback on this music. I honestly feel like I keep waiting for the swear word to drop. That's just what it is, but I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm like, okay, it's clean, but I know my kids totally think I'm a dweeb when I listen to this, but we'll just keep it up anyway. So I'm getting ready to do my second set here. As you can see, we had a really long break. So if you guys wanted to, fast forward for that motion, that's fine. I think that it's really important when you're lifting heavy to have a 2-minute break. You might not need that much of a break if you're not working as hard. But the point is to use that muscle, use the muscle God gave you, build that muscle, build your strength, and, think about the good things that your body can do with that muscle. I also love to just dwell on the fact that I have a body that's able. I am able to move, and I am able to worship God in my movement. And so when I'm working out, I tend to dig into that place when it gets hard, when it gets tough, when I feel like quitting. I remember what God's done for us, and I remember how He has always shown up for me. And this is just a small bit of something I can do to honor the temple that He's given me, and to be able to serve better from doing these movements and being able to be the best version of myself so that I can serve Him in His kingdom. Stay hydrated, girls. What do you guys drink when you're doing your workouts? I love BCCAs. They really help me recover better, especially in that last week before my period. What you'll notice as a woman with lifting is you really do tend to have a lot more trouble lifting heavy weights in that last week before your period. Hormones are real and they do affect you. So we have to be intuitive with our bodies. We have to listen to what we need. We don't get to, do the same thing as men. Yes, we can lift heavy things and we can do the things as the same as men, but to be honest, I don't think women handle stress in the same way, or most of us don't anyway. And so it's important that we lift smart, that we rest, and that we stay hydrated. I would love to know if most of you guys are working out at home or in the gym. That way I can kind of know what type of workouts are you hoping for here? What will help you the most? Are you wanting fast, effective workouts? Are you wanting more dance style workouts? I actually was a dance teacher for 6 years, so pretty much anything goes. So we're coming up to our next superset. We're going to use a band here. I'm showing you a mini band movement. So you can either use this or a cable machine as we do kickbacks here. I will get more detailed as I show you guys, but I'm going to be using the band that's connected to my rack here. I don't have cables, but this is what I use for cables. And we're also going to be doing an alternating lunge. Now, if you have a lot of space, you could do a walking lunge, but I'm trying to keep this as minimal as possible for those out there who really just don't have the space. So what we're going to do is we're going to do as many reps as we can on each leg. I am aiming for around 8, but I think in this I got to 7, which was a little discouraging, but that's okay. And then as soon as we're finished those, we are going to go right into our kickback. So we'll put our band around the mid-calf, and we will do a kickback. And just, if you don't have a very, very heavy band, the best way that you can get a really good workout with this is by lifting up your back leg, holding it for just a second, and then lowering it very slowly. I would love for us to be able to share, in the comments, what is a win in terms of your fitness and health and how you've been trying to connect it to your faith lately. What I know is that diet culture has left me with a lot of scars, a lot of lies, a lot of things that are definitely not from God. And unpacking that takes years. It takes so much time. But what I do know is when we take our focus and we continuously change it, and we continuously dive into the Word of God, we do end up changing the way that our brain works with fitness. Now, that's not to say that you'll never get triggered again doing these workouts. You'll never feel like you have a day where you feel quote unquote fat. But it is a process in which we can attack those lies with God's truth and be able to point out the lies of the enemy when they are coming at us in the moment, instead of taking them on as truth. So we just finished our kickbacks. We did obviously both legs, got to keep things even. And we're gonna go back into our alternating lunges after we've done this little break. Here I am just showing you how I've connected this band to my ankle straps, which are gonna be connected by a clip. And I really find the range of motion with this is quite nice. And I've been able to make it hard even at home without a cable machine. So proof that when there's a will, there's a way. Here we go with our alternating lunges. Okay, I love this song. So beautiful. I feel like worship music and movement are like God's gift to us, Combine that with a little bit of nature, get outside and move your body. Oh, there's just nothing like it. So I'm gonna clip up here and then I'm gonna shoot for 10 on each leg. You might need to do 15. You need to work at a place where, it is challenging for you to finish. Having that perseverance and dwelling back on that Bible verse that we can dig into our hard times, our hard things, when we don't want to finish, when we want to quit. Lean into God and His strength. He will carry you through. You know what, when it comes to movement, there's going to be a million different things online telling you to do different things, and it's going to feel overwhelming at times. But what I want you to remember is if you are doing this from a place of joy, you are enjoying your movement, you're enjoying yourself. That's where it's really at. That's where the difference happens. It's that consistency and learning to love the routine. Finally, onto this third set here. I feel my legs are burning.
Looking outside with a flashlight, I was finding my way through the nightlife. I was thinking on God for the high life. I was just choosing.
We're going to be moving on to a staggered stance deadlift. I just love these every single week. I just put them in my routine all the time. I just feel like they are power, and if you only have dumbbells, these are perfect. So these are really heavy for my grip. I need some straps. So if you have a recommendation for those, please feel free to drop that in the comment section below. But we are doing a staggered stance deadlift, and then I'm showing you here, we are going to do a leg raise as well. Or if this is not hard enough for you and you want to be extremely challenged, I was gonna show you guys how you can get up on the bar and do, you know, more of a leg lift that way. This is the modified version if that's all too hard. So single leg is obviously going to be easier than both legs. And then you would do both legs, and third and final step would be, you know, doing these leg lifts on the bar, holding the bar. This is very challenging. I have work to do to get back up to my toes to bar because I used to be able to do those quite well, but my grip was also really fired up from this. So what I realized as I was going was this combination was going to fire my wrists up quite a bit with the heavy dumbbells and then going into hanging straight to the bar. But I love a good challenge. But I did realize after the first set that was not the smartest of choices. It is something I would have done in my CrossFit days. So if you have the strength to do it, go for it, girl. But if not, those laying on your back leg extensions are very good. Make sure you're engaging that core and lifting up from your pelvic floor up like a zipper. So finished up those deadlifts. I did around 8 to 10 for each of these sets, just depending on how I felt. Again, a great way to make that exercise harder if you don't have access to heavier weights is to really slow down the eccentric. So that's the way down towards your feet. When you are bending at the hips, go slow and then stand up fast. I realized about 4 of those in that I was not going to be able to do more than that. So here we are doing our leg lifts. This is just my favorite core move of all time. So basic, so good. You're not doing that crunching motion. You're not putting any pressure on that pelvic floor. Of course, having both legs is challenging. So if you are freshly postpartum, maybe go back to my postpartum core workout routine. I will link that here. I just posted it. It's just a short one that you should probably do, you know, a few times a week, getting through that postpartum period, retraining that core and that pelvic floor to work with you. All right, we're on to our next set. What a beautiful variety of music we've got today. Take those moments in between your sets to praise God, to thank Him for all He has done. It's also an opportunity for us to let go of our fear, We're called to be disciples. And I know there's so many of us, and Christian women and moms, are so afraid in this day and age to speak, to stand for who God is and for what His Word says. And it can feel scary, and this can be your time to talk to God too, right? Don't forget that He is hearing you even in the midst of a workout, my friend.
Like I'm electronic, yeah, I put a blessing on it. See me dripping in it 24/7 on it. I'm just being honest, holy water dripping from my neck to my crop, so I'm two-stepping on it like new style and I love it. Man, I'm getting off quick with the cuzzy. When they set new heights, we fly above it. It's a miracle, you see the way it's hit the ground running. He don't set my pace, no enemy. No more time flex on that bass, the melody. Well, that's my life, that's right, that's LV. I'ma be a blessing, right, for the legacy. I'm blessed. Too real, this ain't metaphoric. I'm blessed.
Getting ready to start our third set of deadlifts and leg raises. So I started a new Instagram account, another one, yes, because I just wanted to have a Christian community like I am developing here on YouTube. I just feel like I needed to focus in on that, and so I do have both my fitness account going right now and this new Christian account called Brianna.Krista. I'll post it here if you're wanting to follow. It is going to be more Christ-centered instead of all fitness-centered. It'll be a combination of both because I think that God is the center of our fitness. But really, I wanted a place where I could talk about all things God, just like I am here. And I could on my other one, but I hadn't started it initially with that in mind. So I could see that I wasn't going to reach the people that I was hoping to reach in that specific place. So I did want to share this weekly intention that I put on there this morning. I want you guys to listen as you're doing your deadlifts here. It says, show up as the daughter of the King today, speaking words that reflect the love of Jesus. Make someone feel so cherished that they carry His light with them all day and replay that love in their hearts as they fall asleep.
How can I never get it fit to it? I see heaven at the end, I'm trying to get to it. Scared to get lost, ain't meant to it, so I stick to it. This routine, me and my constituents got it down back so we can live to it. With no love, no heart, not a glimpse of it. Rules cover the religion, hold it intimate. Thinking we live life, but we hinder it. It's ironic the way that we cling to it. Hold the fountain of youth, but never slip from it. Lifestyles of the young and the ignorant. Insolent. Why do we think I'm so high? Inconsiderate. You were sitting on Jesus' shoulders the whole time. Neither me, myself, or I can help the fact I won't survive. Been held back by the hand of God. Where we sit at. Rome is made alive, no escape from my king to hang and die. Things we claim it by people say that I've lost my brain, but I found my heart and God crammed my cross and I hang myself.
For this set, we're going to rest for 60 seconds, right around there, and then I thought we would do a little challenge at the end. So I love practicing skills. I feel like as we get older, we think we can't do things, and that is just not true, guys. God has made our bodies good, and if we use it, we can experience these fun wins. So this is a single leg squat, a very challenging movement, and I'm showing you guys right now a beginner's start. So onto that bench is the perfect way to start this movement. It's great for balance, it's great for core, and it's so challenging. Now, the bench is just a little too easy for me, so I am going to attempt doing it on the ball. What I'd love is for you guys to do, 4 on each leg if you can get 4 in. I could hardly get 4 in, and I got stuck at the bottom on that ball and realized that the ball was actually too low and the bench was too high. And so I did end up improvising, but I felt my hips were completely out of place in this, and you'll know that when you go and do this movement and you feel like you can't lift one leg at all and the other one has a lot of flexibility. Usually that's a sign for me that I need to visit a chiropractor. So if you're feeling that, you might need a little of that too. And now we're gonna go into our plank. This is an advanced version of the plank. You can either just hold it here or you can do this movement with it, which I absolutely love. To make this even harder, you could be up on your hand instead of on your elbow. Either works, engaging that core, And if this is too hard for you currently, you can go down onto your knee and do this on the side, same way, but with your knee on the ground. So I was aiming for 8 to 10 on each side. Really, you just need to listen to your body. When your core starts to give out, you need to come down, right? Like your muscle is failing. So really you should listen to your body. The core is a real tricky one because our pelvic floor and our core is really one of the muscles that we can, not listen to and keep pushing. And so we want to make sure that we are aware. Pushing through failure is just not advised. So really do listen to your body. Do the number of reps that is challenging but possible to do with good form. Just resting and taking a break before I attempt my second set of pistol squats. So they're called single leg squats or pistol squats. It's really whatever is, your favorite thing to call them. Pistol squat sounds fun to me, but I am putting this 25-pound plate underneath my ball, and then it will be, not quite as high as the bench, but not quite as low as the floor. And I thought this is the perfect height for me. Never underestimate the power of functional movement. I believe that God made our bodies to move. And when we move them, we keep our muscle, right? So as we're getting older, as we are busy raising kids and forgetting that our body needs to be kept strong, we know that it is capable. We just need to be putting it into practice. It doesn't have to be extreme. It can be 2 or 3 days a week. I work out 3 days a week. I offer plans to women for very affordable price per month. Sometimes simple is honestly the way it needs to be. The fitness industry has done a great job at overcomplicating fitness. We don't need complicated, we need effective. And so I believe that we should use fitness to move, to love, to do our best, and to worship. Move in that temple, ladies. Let's go. Onto our core. Just showing you that second option there where you could go down on your elbow, or here I am up on my arm. This is a really advanced core movement, so be sure to modify if you need to. What I love about strength training is that it is what you give to it that determines how hard it is. One woman could be deadlifting 300 pounds and one other woman could be deadlifting 20 pounds. And that might be equally as hard for both of those women, but also equally effective. It's how you lift, not the movements, not the complicatedness of it all, but the actual ability to change the repetitions and increase your weight over time that leads to true strength growth. If you're curious about my app, I would love to have you in there. It is a community full of women. It is a Christian community, and we have weekly recipes, workouts. I've also just launched a brand new recipe plan that is free for you guys if you wanted to get hooked up. It is in my email. So what I will do is I will leave in the description box a way for you guys to sign up for that free weekly newsletter. And in that, you get to have 5 dinners per week coming to your inbox, completely free, including a shopping list. So I was really excited to launch that. As we finish up today, make sure you stretch it out. Make sure you breathe. Make sure you slow down enough to enjoy the presence of God today. My prayer for you guys is that you just have a week that feels slow enough that you can see God in it, where not everything is rushed and not everything is hustle, that you can feel His presence and slow down enough to breathe in His goodness. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time.